What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, with another edition of Where, Pick, and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. MLB, Boston Red Sox versus Detroit Tigers. So in this game, Red Sox have a 43.6% chance to win, and the Tigers have a 56.4% chance to win. This is at Detroit. And for pitchers, Halk for the Red Sox has an ERA of 6.1 and a WHIP of 1.5. And Job for the Tigers has an ERA of 4.88 and a WHIP of 1.48. So not necessarily great pitching for either side, but it's in the favor of the Tigers. So with pitching advantage and home field advantage, I think the Tigers will beat the Red Sox tomorrow. St. Louis Cardinals versus Philadelphia Phillies. So the Cards have a 40.4% chance to win, and the Phillies have a 59.6% chance to win. This is at Philadelphia. For pitchers, uh, Liberator for the Cards has an ERA of 3.07 and a WHIP of .95. And Sanchez for the Phillies has an ERA of 3.8 of 2.89 and a WHIP of 1.23. So both good pitcher for both, but slightly in the favor of the Phillies for pitching. I mean, Liberator's ERA being a little above 3, Sanchez's ERA being a little below 3. Liberator has a better whip, but I'd say the advantage is slightly in the favor of the Phillies. So with pitching advantage and home field advantage, not much of a pitching advantage, but so it's pretty close enough to not be significant. So the home field advantage that the Phillies have, I think, will be the big thing. So I think the Phillies beat the Cardinals tomorrow. Kansas City Royals versus Houston Astros. The Royals have a 35.2% chance to win, and the Astros have a 64.8% chance to win. For pitchers, Wacha for the Royals has an ERA of 2.98 and a WHIP of 1.15. And Gusto for the Astros has an ERA of 2.93 and a WHIP of 1.27. So pretty good pitcher for both teams. Very close. Like ERAs are like .05, away from each other, and the WHIPs are only .12 away from each other. So very close pitching. Good pitcher for both. This could be a low scoring game. So I think the home field advantage will be the big thing in this game. So I think the Astros will beat the Royals tomorrow. New York Yankees versus Seattle Mariners. So the Yankees have a 56.7% chance to win, and the Mariners have a 43.3% chance to win. This is at Seattle. For pitchers, Smith for the Yankees has an ERA of 4.79, the WHIP of 1.4, and Hancock for the Mariners has an ERA of 5.7 and the WHIP of 1.56. So not necessarily great pitching for either one, but it's in the favor of the Yankees with almost a one difference in the ERA. So with Hancock's being a little below 6 and Smith's being a little below 5. Not great pitching, but in the favor of the Yankees. And so despite the home field advantage that the Mariners will have, I think the pitching advantage, despite not necessarily great pitching for either one, I think the pitching advantage will give the Yankees the win over the Mariners tomorrow. Arizona Diamondbacks versus San Francisco Giants. So the Diamondbacks have a 47% chance to win, and the Giants have a 53% chance to win. For pitchers, Kelly for the Diamondbacks has an ERA of 4.09, the WHIP of 1.05. And Verlander for the Giants has an ERA of 4.5 and the WHIP of 1.31. So that's a great pitcher for either one. I mean, both are of 4. They're in between 4 and 5. Not necessarily great, but not extremely terrible. So, like, you know, but it's also the pitch. It's close enough to where it's not a significant difference between the two. So I think the home field advantage will be the big thing here. So I think the Giants beat the Diamondbacks tomorrow. NBA, Boston Celtics versus New York Knicks. The Knicks are up 2-1 in the series, and they have a 46.8% chance to win this game. And the Celtics have a 53.2% chance to win. So Celtics were able to win the game after being down 2-0. So if they win, they'll tie the series at 2-2 and go to Boston with a chance to, you know, go ahead in the series. While the Knicks have a chance to go up 3-1, so it's where they only need one more win to like win the series. So yeah, this could be interesting. Knicks had two comeback victories. I mean, that's not something you can bank on happening every time. I mean, it was weird that happened 2 games in a row against the Celtics. So if Boston doesn't allow a bunch of comebacks, they could win, this series. But the Knicks do have home field advantage here, so that could play a role. And they have played well for the most part. So since the Knicks kept requiring comebacks to beat the Celtics, and with the way the Celtics played, in Game 3, I think the Celtics win Game 2 to tie the series at 2-2. Minnesota Timberwolves versus Golden State Warriors. The the Wolves are up 2-1 the series, and they have a 58% chance to win this game, and the Warriors have a 42% chance to win. This is at Golden State, so you know it could be interesting. It's at Golden State, but you have like the injury issues with Steph Curry being out. I mean, no one that I'm aware of for the Wolves are out. So like also you have Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler are the main two for the Warriors. You have Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle for the Wolves. This could be a good game. This is a good series. I think with it being at Golden State, I think the Warriors win tomorrow with their home field advantage helping them and go up 3-1 in the series. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? If you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening, and look forward to the next video.